3 years ago, the US government officially banned Huawei from the United States, citing national security reasons. At the time, Huawei was installing 5G networks in countries around the globe, and there was no way that America would allow this powerful Chinese tech giant inside its own borders. The US convinced its closest allies to follow suit, and American allies have come together to make business as difficult as possible for Huawei. By cutting off Huawei's access to advanced microchips, the US government has essentially forced Huawei to change the entire direction of the company, finding new business ventures to remain profitable. However, just last year, Boston Consulting Group ranked Huawei as the 8th most innovative company in the world, and Huawei is the highest of 5 Chinese companies to make this list. And in this article from the Asian Times, we learn that Huawei's sales and profits are showing signs of recovery after more than 3 years of US sanctions, while its industrial 5G is taking it far beyond smartphones as a shaper of the global economy. Simply put, Huawei has become considerably more sophisticated than the 5G smartphone and network equipment maker that incurred the wrath of Donald Trump in 2019. And in today's YouTube video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how Huawei is using its technology to transform the very world that we live in today. Last month, Huawei hosted the Global Mobile Broadband Forum in Bangkok, Thailand, bringing telecom industry leaders together to discuss how 5G tech will impact the future of our world. China is leading the rollout of 5G by a wide margin. China has installed 60% of the world's 5G base stations and now has over 1 billion 5G users. What's incredible is that even though the US and UK continue to ban Huawei, Global Data, an independent data consulting company from the UK, has independently ranked Huawei's 5G portfolio as the strongest in the world for the 4th consecutive year. And here's what's fascinating about Huawei's use of 5G and why it remains the strongest worldwide. When Americans think of 5G, we only think of the 5G internet available on our phones and computers, but Huawei is using 5G to transform key industries like oil and gas, manufacturing, and transportation. During his opening speech in Bangkok, rotating chairman Ken Hu announced the company brought in over 3.4 billion renminbi, that's roughly 500 million US dollars, in new revenue from more than 3,000 industrial 5G projects around the globe. Projects that integrate 5G with cloud computing and AI to provide customers with entirely new services. 5G business service revenues of Chinese carriers are now more up than 200% this year, and even outside of China, Huawei has increased its sales of 5G private networks by more than 100%. These networks are extremely valuable for industries that require extensive coverage, such as energy, logistics, and smart cities, while local private networks are helping factories, ports, and mines transform their once labor-intensive workplaces into smart workplaces that improve safety and efficiency. Let me show you exactly what I mean by taking you inside one of China's smartest ports in Tianjin. Ports are the cornerstone of our global economy, receiving and shipping millions of products daily. However, traditional port operations are outdated. They are labor-heavy, feature dangerous working conditions, and require tremendous logistical planning. Huawei has built the world's most advanced smart port in Tianjin and uses AI and 5G to reduce these 3 problems. The project has already achieved level 4 autonomous driving with 76 driverless vehicles in the fleet that remotely communicate with each other. Instead of relying on humans to dispatch and manage vehicles, Huawei's AI system can automatically manage traffic flow and dispatch and recall vehicles as needed, improving the efficiency of the operation. In addition, Huawei's technology has reduced manual errors and improved safety. Before the implementation of smart port logistics, a traditional port would have an error rate of 5 to 6% when relying on humans to manually load a container on a vehicle. For Huawei's automatic solution, it's less than 0.1%, ensuring safer operations. Finally, to help increase efficiency, the smart port can operate up to 5 operational lines simultaneously to support large vehicles. The Tianjin port is the first of its kind to implement this technology, and Huawei is now expanding this tech and its systems to other ports around the world. Let's travel to Thailand and show you how Huawei's 5G is making hospitals smarter and more efficient. It all starts with 5G ambulances that allow paramedics to wear body cameras and head devices, allowing first responders the ability to start treating patients the moment they enter the ambulance. Thailand is implementing blockchain technology to help manage citizens' health code records, and once entering the hospital, every step of a patient's journey is tracked. Hospitals use smart vital sign monitors, and AI immediately warns doctors when an adverse event happens. Patient statistics are uploaded to a centralized patient care profile, and family members can instantly see what is happening to their loved ones through real-time patient tracking. Pharmacies are becoming more efficient, using 5G and AI to rely less on humans and automate the process of dispensing medicine in a more timely and efficient manner. Huawei's 5G has even allowed advanced digital tracking, including glucose monitoring systems that help patients know their blood sugar levels in real time. With Huawei's help, Thailand hospitals are transforming to become some of the most advanced facilities on our planet. Finally, let's discuss our ongoing worldwide energy crisis, which has led to an increase of coal production. Coal mine operations are labor-intensive and extremely complex and dangerous. China has over 5,300 active mines, but many of these mines are being transformed with 5G and AI applications to make coal mining safer, smarter, and more efficient. Thanks to technologies that enable remote and precise control of mining machines, coal miners can now work in offices to remotely control underground operations. Underground tunneling is the most difficult and dangerous of all coal mining operations, with nearly 40% of all coal mining accidents coming from this activity, and usually the result of human error. However, smart mines now use AI algorithms to track and detect underground operations and trigger an alarm when quality issues are detected. Transporting the coal out of the mine is laborious, as some conveyor belts are over 20 kilometers long and require a team of 20 staff to constantly monitor and inspect the system. But now, the AI system self-monitors the belt 24/7 to reduce the time of manual inspections. Finally, Huawei has developed its own operating system for mine production called Mine Harmony, which helps integrate the nearly 1,000 different types of devices used to extract coal. Smart mines are the future, and according to Mohan Munasinghe, who won a Nobel Prize for his work as an environmental economist, Huawei will play an important role in the future. Mining must grow for the foreseeable future. The whole purpose is not to kill industries that provide jobs for millions of workers, but rather to transform production and consumption onto a path that will be more sustainable and green. It is clear that in the post-pandemic world, digital technologies will help to resuscitate the global economy by accelerating the recovery of damaged supply chains and creating more livelihoods. As a global DT leader, Huawei is well positioned to play a key role in this transformation. I want to analyze that quote one more time, and let's pay attention to the final phrase. In this post-pandemic world, digital technologies will help rescue the global economy. As we've officially entered a new recession, prioritizing our global economy will easily become the top priority for every nation moving forward. And the best way to improve our supply chains and create more livelihoods is by working together in this global economy. As an American citizen that has lived in China for over 10 years, I've seen many of China's amazing tech developments firsthand, and only wish that the United States, Europe, and many nations around the world can continue to learn and collaborate with all countries, most especially China, as they are at the forefront of so many of these advanced technologies in the world. One only needs to look at the smart mines, the ports, the hospitals, and there is so much that we can learn from China, and why I always preach that despite our differences, there will always be many areas of tech that the US and China can develop together. Everyone, thank you for spending time with me today here on YouTube. Drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think of this impressive tech from China, and I look forward to seeing you all in next week's video.